Well, got a little land clearing project this Saturday morning. Got the Woo Woo 300 with the brush rake, digging bucket. So there's just a little strip here. It looks like a 70-foot strip next to the county road, and we ended up pushing a lot of these trees over with the root wads attached and cutting them about 60 feet, and gonna put them in the creeks fish project for, I think, the BLM or something. But anyways, so I think they had to buy the trees from someone, from what I understand. But anyways, we got to rake this, pop a stumps, split them, which I don't see the stump splitter here, so I don't know what they want to do with that, because these are big stumps. They ain't gonna split them with the bucket. But anyways, it's like that thing was the birds like to hang out on it. So anyways, after that, they want to be able to plant grass or hay, whatever, through this little strip. But 538 way down there. They brought in our 568 shovel too to push trees over and load them. I guess some of the root wads were like 8+ feet across, and we had to trim them down to fit in between the bunks on a log truck. Sounds like it was a fun ordeal. So right now I'm just trying to rake a spot out, see what I got. For me, I try to do all the brush first and then do the stumps later, so you don't have a bunch of brush in your stump holes. But kind of too late for that, since they were in here pushing trees over with the root wads. You know, it is what it is. So here it is, cleanup, which I don't mind doing, but I like doing things right the first time. So, and then we've had a couple different guys out here running this machine, because we got so much land clearing and stuff for the grinder. We're behind, and then we're pretty busy logging. So it's kind of like whoever wants to work weekends to do catch up, that's kind of what it's like, a free-for-all right now. So we got a project up in the town about 20 minutes from my house, and my boss wants me to do that with my hoe, my 290, and but it's kind of been set back on the developer. I think it's like 10 acres or more of pulling stumps and brush and getting it ready for our grinder to come in to grind the brush and stumps into hog fuel, because they're going to put a housing development in there, and it's in city limits, so you can't burn. So I'm excited about that. Decent project for my hoe. Hopefully get ahead on my cutting, so I can do that during the week and not use up my weekends to not be with my family. But it is what it is when you're trying to get ahead and start your own business. So sometimes a little family time is, you know, you gotta sacrifice it, but you gotta have a good balance, you know. So I'm just trying to root rake this stuff out of my way. I'll sift through this stuff a little better when I get to where I want my burn pile. And This root rake is nice if you're doing a lot of thick material, you know, if you're just brushing for the logging site and not fine-tuning just enough to get trees in the ground, you know. But if you want to fine-tune, I'm not a fan of this brush rake. The tines are too far apart for my liking, but it's pretty heavy duty, and I do like the tines that are deep, so you can rip through the ground and get the roots deep in the ground out. But it doesn't do a bad job. You just gotta really sift through stuff. So which you always want your brush to be clean. Dirt does not burn. And the cleaner your brush piles are, the less time you're messing around with them, trying to get them to burn, or, you know, going back when you light them off. You know, if they're clean, they'll just burn to the ground. So you might have to go through there and rake through the coals a little bit, but usually with my brush piles, I don't, even with big stumps, just tidy them up and they're gone. You don't have to bury anything really. Never had to bury a pile. It takes a little longer, you know, just to make sure your brush is clean, but in the end, it's better. Just not messing around with the end or having to dig a hole and bury whatever didn't burn. So that's what I was taught, and that's how I stick to it. It seems to work. Everyone does things a little different. But this Scotch broom is not fun. Rake up. This machine's pretty quick. Not a bad machine. Has the electronic joysticks, so that's kind of weird to get used to. So it's really touchy, but it's fast. This fine stuff over here, and I'll sift through it, roll it a couple times. When you're raking, you kind of roll your brush. So, but yeah, I just want to see what I got for brush and stumps, and then I always clear I'll probably put a burn pile right behind this big stump here, but I need to clear a spot and get the stumps out of there before you make a pile. You always got to do that, so you're not digging through ash later trying to rip out your stump, or you think it's just an ash pile and you walk away and someone comes plowing through there and then you got a big stump. Honestly need the stump splitter out here. I don't know if they're gonna bring it. It's probably being used on our grinder side. No, we might have to get another one with all these projects we got going. a burn pile. So I'll make sure this is all raked up so I can find the stumps, get them out of the ground. Yeah, there's like some 4-foot stumps out here. And it's hard clay out here from what I'm seeing just from the dust. Someone started a pile right there. Which I will go through that knowing if it's usually you want to get all your brush piled first and then add your stumps to it, because that brush will get burning really hot and then it'll dry your stumps out when they're on top. So you don't want to burn your brush and then come back into your stumps later. That's a no-no in main area. You can get those stumps to burn, but it's a lot easier if you have brush. Yeah, this stuff's aggravating. This little viney stuff. I don't know. We're gonna have to rip some of it with this. That's one thing nice, it does dig pretty deep with those tines. Anyways, that's what I got cooking. We'll see how these stumps go in a minute when I put the bucket on. I think they're gonna dig out hard. Well, that's what I figured. This is an older stump too. It's about 24 inch in diameter where they cut it. A fir, Douglas fir, and they are in the ground. This is some really red clay, hard as heck to dig. But honestly, if you've done a lot of stumping, like I have over the years, and then you've ran one of the stump splitters, like one of those rooster heads, there's no other way to get a stump out. Maybe one of those CBI stump splitters would work good too. But there's no comparison to getting stumps out from a bucket to that stump splitter we have. Like, I'm gonna have a swimming pool dug here by the time I get this stump out. And what I'm trying to do right here is I got a root that I'm working on, and I'm hoping when I grab that root, they'll split that stump for me. But here I'm 6 feet out from that stump, and that root's still going. You can see it wiggling. It's a nice red clay though. Be good for building a pond. But it's really dry. You'd have to water it and compact it. There we go. Just like that. I'll put this stuff over here. So I split a quarter of it. And I'll try to find another root right now I'm using the leverage of the bucket. Like I'm sticking out, curling with my bucket. And that's letting me, not lifting my tracks off the ground when I dig stumps. Pin and bushing is a lot cheaper than a Rotec, but never had to replace pins and bushings from doing it that way. But I've seen guys break Rotecs from prying on stumps. Yeah, it's a big stump. I bet you that's 10,000 pounds because this thing barely wanted to move it. Another thing that's nice about that stump splitter, when it splits these stumps, you have like zero dirt on them. So now, I'm going to fight this thing by digging all that dirt off the bottom of the root system. Red clay, so it's in there. See if we can drop her on another stump. That sometimes works pretty good. Sun in the eyes. That's one thing you gotta be careful of, it bouncing back at you. Yeah, we'll mess with that later. It took me like 10 minutes to do that stump, which not bad timing, but when you got thousands of them out here, add it up, it's going to take a while. Trying to get some of these roots out. Wicked fast, this excavator. You barely touch the joysticks on the buttons and the thumbs are moving. Fill back the swimming pool in. This dirt's just like powder. It's crazy, but it's so hard. They go a while. come back here and fine tune everything. I don't know if we're gonna bring a cat in to doctor this up, or sometimes we just use a log, grade it out. But yeah, this is a 48-inch bucket. That's like a 50-inch stump. There's multiple of them. One up there by the fire truck's bigger. Good times, good times.